Horizontal Falls trip was the only thing that we pre-booked on our entire journey. And we'd only done that 3 weeks earlier when we heard that the tours were closing down for the wet season. So we managed to get in on the second last day before they closed, and oh my goodness, so glad we did. I can honestly say it's one of the best things we have ever done. So while our caravan tragedy was just hovering around there in the background, we knew we had this to look forward to. We want to get straight into it, but first of all, we'll give you a caravan update, show you a couple of interesting things about Derby, then come with us as we get on that plane and experience the Horizontal Falls overnight tour from Derby. If you have an opportunity to do this, it's something you do not want to miss. Oh yeah, and at the end, we get to see inside our caravan after it's been on the back of a road train. What a shock that is. Anyway, sit tight guys, here we go. After we left our caravan behind there up on the Gib River Road, we've now come into Derby and we've been here for a couple of days.
Well, the camping worked out really well, that was great. And to get the van towed in here cost $3,000, which was,
enormous.
Yeah, which was covered by NRMA roadside assist, so that is an absolute brilliant cover which you must have if you're towing a caravan around. Anyway, it's been delivered to the repairer. The repairer's already assessed it and sent away the assessment to the NRMA. And we're just waiting on their response now for the repairs.
After receiving a quote from DWA and their confidence in the repair, we gave the okay to go ahead. If the insurance claim was rejected, we would just have to weigh the cost. At least by doing this, the repair could be scheduled and commenced. Waiting for the insurance company's decision could delay the repair further.
DWA's intended repair is to replace the steel rectangular crossmember. Additionally, they will also extend the steel box section below it across the entire width of the van, and of course a wheel alignment. The cost will be $8,800.
So we're hoping that all going well, the repair will be starting by the end of next week. We will have a few days to fill in. But
we may head off the broom while it's being done.
Yeah, and then come back and pick it up. So quite a horrible experience to go through really, but we have got ourselves sufficient cover with the things that we thought we'd need if we break down. So hopefully all the stars align and it will come good. In the meantime, we've still come into the little caravan park that we had booked, but we're staying in this little motel room. We just got SMIC air conditioning, so it's really quite comfortable and quite a luxury after being out in the heat every day. While waiting on progress with the van and going off to the Horizontal Falls, we have a couple of days to fill in. So we head out to find out what's interesting about Derby. This place is so incredible. At Derby they have the highest tidal range in the whole of the country, and up to 11 metre tide. So there is an 11 metre tide this afternoon around 4 o'clock, and it's gone down to 0.8 of a metre this morning. So this is what it looks like. Out the back over there, way out the back, is an island. There's a couple of islands out there actually. It looks pretty much like you could walk out there this morning, so amazing. We'll see what it's like later when it comes in. Back to the same spot to show you the high tide. out right up there amongst the mangroves. How amazing is this? Hard to see maybe with the sun. So this morning I showed you the islands that looked like you could actually walk to them. I'll show you them now. Very hard to see because we're looking into the sun. But they look quite a long way off now the water's up. Sadly, this is a terrible part of the area's history. It's the Boab prison tree. Indigenous men were kidnapped from the West Kimberley and brought to work on the pearling boats. They were chained up and marched to the coast where they were imprisoned in this tree while waiting for a boat. On a brighter note, Derby can boast the longest watering trough in the country. Cattle were brought here to the wharfs for export, so they built this 120-metre water trough, which was originally filled naturally by bore water under its own pressure. It meant that 500 head of cattle could be watered here at any one time. But we've actually got a really special day today because we're going to the Horizontal Falls. Yeah, so from there we'll come back into town in the morning. We're going to go check out what's happening over with the caravan, get a last couple of things out of there that we think we need, and then we're going to go over to Broome for a few days. It seems that whatever happens with the caravan, it's going to be at least next week before it's ready. So we might as well fill that time in by doing some of the things that were on our list to do. The Horizontal Falls are located in Talbot Bay, approximately 110 kilometres from Derby, without any road access. So unless you have your own plane or boat, you need to jump on a tour. We chose to go with Horizontal Falls Seaplane Adventures, and you could not fault them on their professionalism and attention to detail in every possible way. It's time to get picked up for our Horizontal Falls tour. So we get picked up by a little bus at 2 o'clock here at the caravan park, and we'll be on our way.
On our way?
Should be good.
Alright crew, welcome to Talbot Bay and the Horizontal Falls.
Wow, what a stunning place. As we arrived, the day troopers were heading back. We were immediately shown where to put our bags, given our life jackets, and ushered straight onto the boat to head up to the falls. We arrived at the first gap, which is the widest, and they explained to us about the tides and how the water levels equalise through these gaps. At the moment, it was almost equal. We cruised on through. The scenery was stunning, but I have to admit, I was hoping there was more excitement than this. We speed across the bay to the next gap, the narrow one. Whoa, this one's looking more intense. Hang on your hats, guys, we're going through. And they don't stop it just once. And with that, we headed back to the pontoon. This is the upper deck where they serve you meals and you can socialise. What a location! Oh my goodness, I can hardly believe I'm here. Next, there's fish feeding, and there was opportunity to watch from underwater with your snorkel and goggles. But the water wasn't real clear on this day, so the view was best from up top.
And all the paint and everything was peeled off, you just see teeth marks all over it, like where they were pointing at it. Yeah.
What do they eat?
What do they normally eat?
So it sort of depends on the area they're feeding in. Reefy areas, mostly crustaceans, crabs, octopuses sometimes, anything that they can suck out of a hole. Around here they'll spend a lot of time in the mangroves, in amongst the roots. So any juvenile fish that's sort of seeking refuge in there, hiding from other predators.
After we dry off and get changed, we hop back on the boat. this time for a beautiful cruisy ride up Cyclone Creek. This is our little room that we've got. Just small, but everything you need. And this cool view out of the window. And now it's time to mingle and have some cheese and gravy.
Greyhound bus from Alice Springs up to Darwin, and they stopped at about 1 hour.
Dinner's been announced and we're heading up. What have we got for dinner, Kerry?
Yeah, barramundi.
Barramundi. Ah, barramundi. Can't quite see it. This is incredibly beautiful. And then we're back on the boat again and off to the falls.
It's still in the building phase, so what we're going to do is head on over and nosy towards the bottom end of the gap, so you can get a few photos from here. Then we'll throw it around a little bit in the wide gap, and then we'll head on over into the narrow gap after that.
I will.
Oh my goodness, this is the wide opening. Remember how tranquil this was yesterday? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Throws that boat through a couple more times and then we burn across the bay to get to the narrow gap. And this is how it looks. We reach the pontoon as the day trippers start to arrive, and with a tinge of sadness, we know it's also our flight home. But if you think it's over, it's not. On the route home, you're taken over the stunningly scenic Buccaneer Archipelago. Well, talk about coming back down to earth after our Horizontal Falls. We've come into the yard. We have to leave our van here now for maybe at least a week, maybe 2, until it's fixed. And this is the first time I've been in the van since they brought it in on the truck, and I cannot believe this. Like, there is more dust here than I have ever seen in our van. We have never had that much dust in. I don't know what has happened. It's everything is just coated in it on the edge of the fridge. Unfortunately, this has moved. Look at the dust on that. That dust is right over everything, and because that's moved, that's now in our bedding. This is okay, we can move these, brush things down, clean it up. Oh, I don't like dust. I don't like a little bit of dust at this. I can't believe it. I've just walked around to check, like, everything's locked up properly. The hatches are down. The windows are still locked. I just don't know what's happened. I'll be glad when it's clean though. Eek. Well, that's it, folks. What an extraordinary trip it is out to the falls. I was in love with the Kimberley before, but it's now gone up tenfold, and it's securely tucked away in a little corner of my heart forever. Well, that brings us to a close for this episode. We'll be leaving the caravan here in Derby for the repair, and hoping for some good news from our insurance company while we head off for a week or 2 with our trusty little tent. I hope you've enjoyed what we've been able to share with you. And now we'll leave you with this beautiful sunset view across the tidal flats at Derby. So, till next time, stay safe, look after each other, and and bye for now.